Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man's Kitchen. It's me, your host, James the Food Man, and I've got an exciting Asian inspired meal coming up next. We're back from the intro. Now, if you like today's video, hit the like button, please. And if you like my channel and are not yet a subscriber, it's really important you click that subscribe button. Click the like button and leave me a little comment. Type something in on how you like to make chicken stir fry, or beef stir fry, or shrimp stir fry, or vegetable stir fries. So today, we're going to be making a shrimp stir fry. And you can probably see a picture of this over on our Instagram. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook to get behind the scenes pictures, tweets, and updates, feel free. Now with that said, yes, I am making a chicken stir fry, and the steps will basically remain the same if you're going to make a shrimp or a beef stir fry. And if you're going to make a vegetable stir fry, it's exactly the same except just omit the meat. And I'll show you all the ingredients we're going to use today coming up next. Alright, on my cutting board I have all of my mise en place, which is French for everything in its place. Okay, we got onions sliced up, red pepper, carrot, mushroom, celery, broccoli, and garlic. Now, if you've seen me cook other videos, you'll say I've seen you use a lot more garlic than that with a lot less other stuff. Sometimes garlic is in the forefront, like when you're making a shrimp scampi. You want garlic out on front. Sometimes garlic is an elevator. It's just there to bring stuff up a bit. When it's an elevator, you don't need as much. I've got a bag of chicken bits, some sprouts, and some snow peas. For sauce, we're going to use a little soy sauce, a little ponzu sauce, which is a citrus sauce, and we're going to amp it up with a little more lemon juice. I'll take you over to the wok to show you how to do this next. Okay guys, since this is an Asian dish, we are going to be using peanut oil. You could use I wouldn't really use olive oil. Olive oil has a lower smoke point, and if you're cooking in a wok, you want something with a higher smoke point. So anyways, I would use olive oil, maybe sunflower, or peanut oil, not olive oil, maybe sunflower oil. I'd probably even use regular vegetable oil before olive oil, especially if you love the flavor of olive oil. I would avoid against it because once you sauce everything up, you're going to lose the flavor. But that's just my opinion. So we're going to add a generous portion of oil there, basically enough to coat the bottom of the pan. Oh, you can see we have the pan hot because of how quick that oil came alive. Now, you want to start with your harder vegetables. So we're going to put our onions, our carrots, celery, garlic, and chicken, all in at the start. Now we're going to give this a good mix up first. It's important not to overload your pan and if you're going to make this as a big family dinner, what you can do at the restaurant when we do this as for caterings at lunchtime, what I'll do is I'll just go ingredient by ingredient, and I always do the onions with the chicken, and then I'll put a roasting pan on another burner with on a low heat to keep things warm, and I'll do all my onions and chicken. I'll dump them in the roasting pan. Then I'll do all my carrots and celery. I'll dump them in the roasting pan, and I'll just keep adding stuff into the wok and transfer it to the roasting pan as it finishes. Okay, I do have my burner at full blast. It's on power boil. And at this point, while everything's still raw, we're going to add in all of our chicken. The reason we're doing it like this is because you want to get that chicken flavor in all the vegetables. You want to get that vegetable flavor in all the chicken. Now, if we started with our softer vegetables first, what would happen is the vegetables would get cooked and mushy before the chicken is cooked. So since we're using our harder vegetables, the chicken can safely reach the point where it's hot enough to have its salmonella killed. The vegetables are also going to reach that temperature where the salmonella that they're going to contract from touching the vegetables will be killed. So it'll be a safe dish. There's nothing wrong with adding raw chicken to raw vegetables if they're all going to cook for the same amount of time. Okay. So once we start to get all of the chicken cooked, and you'll know what I mean is once all the raw chicken look disappears and it's all white, and some of the earlier white bits now will be turning a little brown, then we're going to add in our softer vegetables. So in the meantime, we're just going to stir this up, and I'll probably time-lapse this part. All the chicken is raw, but it's got that white look to it now. It's starting to come a little bit through. So we're going to add what I would call the medium hard vegetables. We're going to add the sprouts. You can blanch them, the snow peas. Now you can blanch those and add them with the mushrooms, or you can leave them raw right out of the package and add them with the sprouts after the chicken starts to get a little cook on it. But this is all we're going to add till that chicken starts to brown up a little bit. You don't want it to be all the way brown, because if it's browned up all the way, then you're going to overcook the chicken when you cook up the vegetables. It's all about timing stuff out here. We'll go back to a time lapse now. Okay, now we're starting to get some color, a little bit of brown on the corners of some of the chicken. So I'm going to add my broccoli now. My broccoli is also raw. If you were to blanch the broccoli, you could add it a little later. I'm going to add my peppers in, and we're going to add the mushrooms. Basically, we're going to put everything in now at this point. And the time that it takes to get those mushrooms and peppers fried up should be the time that it takes to finish the chicken. If you're not doing this in a non-stick pan, you might need to add some sauce earlier to deglaze it. That way, nothing sticks. Because you'd start to get some stickage, you'd get some bits there. And if this was not a non-stick wok, our chicken would probably be browner right now because of the deglazing. We'd be pulling up flavor from the bottom of the pan, and we would be redistributing it around. And I guarantee you the chicken would be darker if we were using a stainless steel or aluminum bottom pan instead of a non-stick. But the non-stick is Grandma's wok. This is a Tefal wok from the 80s. Right now it is 2019. This wok is 30 years old, people. Now, beside it, though, before we go into this time lapse, is some wild rice that we started cooking a while ago. It takes 45 minutes of a simmer. Bring it to a boil. Follow the directions on the package. Bring it to a boil. Put it on a simmer with a tight fitting lid for 45 minutes, and then shut it off for 10. So now we'll go back to that time lapse, and I'll get to you when we add in the sauce. Alright, the mushrooms are starting to get finished, and the chicken, some of it is starting to get a nice dark brown. I know it's hard to tell, there might be some steam coming up that the camera catches. So we're going to be using our soy sauce. Just going to put a little bit in there. Going to add some ponzu sauce. which looks remarkably a lot like soy. And then we're going to, if I figure out how to open this again, there we go, lemon juice. There, now you can really get some steam. Okay, we're going to give everything a couple good flips. To plate this up, all I'm going to do is put a spoonful of my wild rice in the middle of a bowl. I'm going to add this on top of it. So I'll see you over at the tasting table. Coming on up next. 3, 2, 1. Action on the taste. Okay, we have this done. I looked at the camera footage while I was cooking after. I had a total runtime in there of about 11 minutes from when I turned the camera on to when I stopped cooking the stir fry. There was probably about 2 minutes in there of dead time before I actually started cooking, so about 9 minutes from when the first onion hits the frying pan to when you've put everything in your bowl. And if you're going to cheat and use a pre-made stir-fry kit from the store, well, you know what? All you got to do is cut your chicken up and you got yourself a 15-minute dinner. Okay, let's get some of this chicken in here. Grab some of these vegetables. I don't know if you can see all the steam pouring off of this, but it is hot. The vegetables are very tender. The sauce is coating everything very well. Let's get some of this wild rice from the bottom of the bowl. Sauce is even soaking down into that wild rice, giving it some nice stir-fry flavor. So, stir-fry, just like anything else, there are no real rules when it comes to cooking for what you're going to add to it. If you want to put some almonds in here, some cashews in here, that'd be great. If you want to put some cranberries in here, that'd be awesome too. If you wanted to make this with beef, I would put the beef in. Actually, I would do the beef separately, maybe in a side pan, just because you want to keep that beef, if it's like steak, you want to keep it like medium rare. So I would do that in a side pan, and then I would deglaze that side pan with my soy sauce and pour that into the vegetables. If you're going to do shrimp, I would add the shrimp in near the end when we added the last vegetables, because the shrimp wouldn't take any much more time than the mushrooms did, so I would put the shrimp in at the end. And vegetable stir fry, obviously, just omit any protein. If you want to put tofu in there, I really have no clue. Look up a tofu cooking channel. I'm sure they'd be more than glad to show you how to ruin your stir fry. So if you like today's stir fry, click the like button. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, feel free. And until next week, I am James the Food Man, and I'll see you back in the man's kitchen.